life do they talk about mental health?
I mean, mental health is weak for them, maybe.
Yeah, it's just what I feel like. It's like you don't show weakness.
Yeah.
Do you guys talk about it in MIM?
No.
That was such a quick. But there's 3.
Yeah, but
Why?
to where? Because if it's
No, and it's Sir G that plans their things. It's not students that plans the things.
Oh, okay.
no, because they don't have the time. Because they're so busy on Bloomberg. Selling stocks.
Really? None of the factors are particularly aligned. Let's say the stars are simply not aligned. So yes, stressful times. I don't know a single person who's been smiling in class for the last 3 days. But can we do this again? I'm so sad now.
I don't know a single person who has been smiling in class. Alright, so hello everyone. Hello everyone. Ecoute Lah here, back again with another podcast, the 3rd this time. And I'm joined, as usual, by my wonderful co-host. You're 3 this time. We'll start with Justina.
Hi everyone, welcome back.
There is also Faith from
Hello.
Sleep and Pujith.
Yep. Hi.
So right now we are approaching the midterm exam. Stressful time, stressful period. How are you feeling, Justina?
I think as per usual, I'm getting a little bit used to everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the exams and the projects non-stop. Like I can't stop thinking about how unemployed I'm going to be. And yeah, being in a foreign country, I think that I'm already
Getting used
getting
to it.
used to it. So nothing new over here. How about you?
Nothing new, nothing special. Kind of the same feeling. Although I must say that I feel like these terms, since classes are more condensed, for example, we covered the whole Mandarin program in 2 weeks. So I don't know, we went from speaking no Mandarin to bilingual, I feel like. So I feel like this is why this term, the exam, are going to be pretty difficult. What about you?
So last week was especially heavy. It was like we're used in SMIB to having 9 to 9 classes, but Thursday and Friday was just a 9 to 11 thing.
Okay, 11 p.m.
11 p.m.
Classes at 11 p.m.
Well, classes-ish. Like Thursday, it's because I had a meeting that was really late at night, and Friday, it's because we had a networking event. And so on the weekend, I slept for 12 hours, and that's
That's smart.
that's self-care, you
That's
know.
self-care.
Yeah, but midterms have been hard. I think I'm mostly done with mine, so hopefully the next few weeks will be better. But yeah, I'm coping.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
It's really sad when we're happy about sleeping enough.
Yeah, like basic human rights. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Why did you have to say it like that? I'm happy sleeping 12 hours on a weekend.
Yeah. When you sleep
Yeah.
1 to 2 hours every day.
Do not start on that one, please.
Okay,
You
so
see the eye bags? Yeah.
Oh no, I only see beauty over there.
Yeah.
Making up for the lack of self-esteem.
So, how about you?
I'm amazing. What do you mean? It's been so good. No, it's not been so good. Coping mechanism. Yes. I think for MMD, this semester has been so intense. We basically did nothing last semester, and we're doing everything this semester. So it has been quite intense. But on contrary, we don't have as many exams. It's just a lot of interesting projects. And the only thing we are looking forward to, as Justina said, unemployment.
Yeah, because we also have to jungle with applying for internship, apprenticeship,
Yep.
jobs,
Yeah.
unemployment benefits, everything.
So for those who are only listening to us, Pujith has just shaved his amazing beard. And
Yes.
yeah.
A
Yeah.
tragic loss.
A
for
tragic
humanity.
loss. Definitely.
So
coping
with
mechanism.
that, we're going to give you a trigger warning about this episode. We're going to be talking about mental health issues. So if this is a topic that you would want to skip, just don't hesitate to do that, and we'll see you in the next episode.
God, it's so funny how the shaving of my beard was an opening to a trigger warning.
Yeah.
This gives us a view of our mental health.
I mean, you shave your beard. We would cut our bangs. Maybe the next time we'll see like
Bangs and
Micro
fringes.
bangs.
Yeah.
It's a new
Yeah.
trend now.
Or
We're starting a
Britney
new trend.
2000s.
Why
Or
not?
like a shaved side.
I mean, that's trending, no?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but
Asymmetrical.
I mean, that maybe would help us to the unemployment path even further.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So as you can see, the conversation slowly is declining. But on that note, so how has mental health been at ESSEC? Like, so we do know that there is a therapist available for
Yes.
free.
Uh-huh. So for those who you don't know, now you know.
Yes. Please feel free to go to her in case you need someone.
She's called.
Laurie, I
Laurie.
believe. Yes, and pretty nice woman.
Yep.
So
We'll have her email in the description below.
yes, please feel free to reach out to her. So out of all of you, how many of you have availed mental health services at ESSEC?
I haven't been to
I
one.
haven't either.
Okay,
Not
but your
ESSEC.
situation of you haven't, it's a little bit it's a little bit different than Lucrèce's haven't. Can you develop your haven't?
Oh, for mine, it was, I don't know, sometime last term. And I did reach out, except I kind of got the reply quite late, about 3 weeks late. And so I just decided not to go through with it.
Yeah,
And
because
how was yours?
so me, I never reached out, but it's true, like what you said. I mean, we are maybe currently 500 students on campus, and there's only one therapist
Mhm.
available, and there's only so many hours that she can dedicate to
True.
ESSEC, especially since she's doing it for free. I don't know if there's some kind of remuneration from
Oh.
ESSEC. But yeah, I feel like they should be maybe a bigger team.
Yeah, and the fact that she's French, I think that doesn't help very much.
Was there?
No, she does speak English though. So
Yeah.
she's,
Yeah.
if you are an international student, you can
Yeah,
reach
don't
out
worry,
to her.
don't worry.
Yeah,
I mean, I said the French thing because sometimes for us, because we're not only French people here.
Yes.
So I feel like for us to create a connection with the therapist is very important. And sometimes having someone who's not the same background as us is more difficult for them to understand our situation. But I believe that every therapist knows how to treat the patients
Yes.
accordingly.
That's true.
But yeah, my experience with the therapist was, I think that it could be improved.
But yeah, I do agree with the overcapacity as well. Because
Yes.
there's so many students. And as you said, it's not just French people. So maybe if ESSEC only has one psychologist, at least have like a resource available that we can contact. Especially because a lot of us here are international students. So we don't know who to contact. We don't even know where to go. And we don't know, especially if our insurance covers it. So it might be useful to have that information.
Definitely.
Yes, and I feel like we need to have more complementary fields. So like having, for example, a psychologist with a psychiatrist, because I feel like because there's only one psychiatrist, there may, and I hope that a lot of people have issues that would be dealt with a psychologist. That would be enough support for them. So, and then, there would be more availability for the psychiatrist, for students who really need the psychiatrist help.
And honestly, at this rate, with how many people reach out to her and trauma dump on her, the therapist may need therapy.
Yeah.
So
That's
really
true.
would help having a dedicated mental health services team.
Yeah, and sometimes maybe because the hours, I feel like there isn't a pause in her schedule. That it doesn't give her time to think of, okay, so this student has these issues. I feel like I don't know, maybe in my case I would think that it will be very difficult to differentiate a student from another because since we're all the very similar profiles, we're all
Yes.
business school students. So I don't know, having a diversity of therapists would help us a little bit more.
Definitely.
But I guess stepping away from ESSEC, has there been ways that you guys have tried to cope or anything ever since you've been here?
Pujith is
Besides
touching.
changing your physical appearance.
Pujith
Besides
is
cutting
touching
your
his bare
bangs.
face.
Yes.
Well, and C'est la vie, Marquis, and everything doesn't count.
Yeah, not
Not counting
resorting
on
to substances or drink or
that.
eating or
Seeking validation
or
from
nightclub or Tinder.
Yeah, I think we've crossed the line there with validation, yes.
Yeah, well, I think that meeting new people will
Yes.
help a lot.
100%.
Definitely.
Meeting not only people from ESSEC, but people outside of ESSEC that will make you disconnect from what
Mm-hmm.
you're used to see every day would help a lot. Since that helped me to, I don't know, just to refresh my mind and to get to know Singapore more. And I think that that's the thing that helped me the most. Also, calling our parents all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think even just talking with your friend at ESSEC, because if you feel homesick, there's a high chance that everyone else is feeling homesick, especially at the beginning, coming back from winter break. For those of us who went back to their home country, it was very difficult, the transition, and then coming home at ESSEC and it's Imagination Week. that was hard. But yeah, just like talk with your friends. And I feel like which helps as well is having a dedicated slot in your week when you don't think about exam. You just forbid yourself to thinking about ESSEC, whatever. Even if you have deadline, whatever, you need time to breathe. And so just have one afternoon dedicated to do whatever you like.
Getting your crying buddy together.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's time to cry.
Yeah. Laminate your notes so the tears will off.
Okay, we have from 9 to 10 to cry. Let's cry.
Crying session. I mean, like, going off what you guys said as well, I think for SMIB at least, hi Fanny. So our BD and BDS has been really helpful in a way because they do organize such great activities. I love you, Fanny. And going off that, I feel like it builds a deeper connection between the students. And that also is like something fun to do on the weekend. Like this weekend we're going dragon boat. You're going, right?
Where
Are you not joining?
But
No.
this is an activity. But we are not joining the team. Like we won't be on the boat.
Yeah.
But you'll watch us all row.
Of course.
Sure.
Interesting.
Yeah. We'll watch from
You sweating in the boat from the shore.
if it doesn't rain.
If
Yeah.
it doesn't rain.
But yes, it does help so much because as you said, sometimes you just need people. And I mean, one thing about going here is that it's hard because you leave the people that you love behind, but then you can like have new friends and new connections, and that's great.
That is definitely one thing that helps me personally. I'm going to sound like a 60-year-old man. Is religion.
Yeah.
So I dedicate at least 1 hour to go to the temple or any place of worship around me that gives me a sense of home. I sit there and I meditate, hoping for the best. There's nothing more that I do. Like I do not pray per se. I do not do the whole, oh God, please give me happiness. No, I really do not.
Does that work?
Yeah.
There's a reason why I do not ask it. Yeah. But it's just the whole idea of, waking up, doing your whole, everyday thing, getting yourself a cup of coffee, lighting up a candle, looking outside your balcony, a small walk to the temple, pray for yourself, for everybody. I think that anchors me a lot more than anything can. So, things like that. Faith, surprisingly.
Faith. Faith everywhere.
But that's actually surprising because it's the first time I've heard someone's therapy session, like how to go to the temple and feeling religious, because usually that's something that we would think of as, I don't know, like I wouldn't link both as somewhere to go when I need to relax myself or etc. I would think of it more as a mission that I have to do as an objective task. But yeah, it's really interesting to hear that because actually the silent vibes of the temples and
there's an atmosphere that is very conducive to meditation, relaxation.
It just feels like the universe hears you a little clearer in the temple.
Okay.
Can someone note that down, please? Thank you very much.
No, but yeah, leave it to the universe. So have you seen anything on campus that is concerning you? Like, have you met anyone, or do you talk about mental health with your friends, with your tutors, or anyone?
Do you feel like it's a taboo?
Mental health?
Yeah.
What about you, Faith?
I'm biased because I studied psychology in my undergrad. So, I mean, for most of my friends, it's not a taboo subject, and we're all very feely emotionally feely people. So I'm lucky in that sense, because if I need to reach out to someone, I literally just, call them also, have that session, be like, hey, I need to cry right now. Can you can you answer my call? Then so I'm very happy about that. So I don't think it's a taboo, but then that's also just like a very biased opinion, because the people around me tend to be, open about it.
I mean, that's like the saying goes, you surround yourself with people that you are. I think that makes sense in your case.
Yes.
But in a sec, like the community around you in a sec, have you felt the same, or would you reach out to your old friends that you?
I would say that I do have quite a few friends in ESSEC who I feel comfortable reaching out to. So I guess, again, that's my own personal subjective experience. But yes, and although we haven't really explicitly talked about it in class, but I don't think it's something that people necessarily frown upon or people will shame you about. So at least for me, I don't think it's a taboo. How about in your...
What is interesting, I feel like, is that when you look at all of the student activities, all the clubs that are registered, there is not a single one that even make a reference to mental health. Whereas I know in my previous university, we had a dedicated club which goals was to break the barrier and break the taboo around mental health. And I feel like in Sergi, they have such initiatives. But in here, somehow we didn't manage to import that.
We didn't import anything.
There are a lot of things that we didn't import.
No, but I feel like mental health is such an important part of a student's experience, and this is, it's sad, but it is a period where you transition towards your adult life. You have the pressure of finding a job, of what even in which field do you want to work on, do you want to work in, and also the exams, the stress. In Singapore, you're away from your family. It's also a country that is very expensive, as we said in our first episode. So you may also have to have an extra job to make ends meet. So, all of the factors are here for you to sadly have a bad experience. So I feel like we should have a student initiative about that. That would make sense,
Just like how frequent we have those career webinars and seminars about how to get a job, how to write our resumes, how to tackle interviews, etc. I think that we could have the same for mental health, because as you said, career is one part of our student life, but then what is the basis of that? It's our mental health.
Yes.
And I guess again, it also boils down to the amount of resources that we actually have, because as you said, back in France, there's a certain club for it, but then here, you can have a club for it, but then again, like all of us are foreigners, it's like we don't know where to get the resources. So even if we did have that club, what would they do, right? How would they connect people to other people who might be able to help them?
That's true.
So it should be something that the school can
the school should provide.
can offer. Yeah,
definitely. And even in terms of resources, the one thing that we do have is a psychologist.
Yes.
But even in that department, so many things are lacking. Like, for instance, full disclosure, my experience with the psychologist is pretty good. Like, I really liked talking to her. It felt very comfortable. It was my kind of therapy, let's say. But there were certain things that I cannot get to do with her because she simply does not have the resources or the instruments to use them. The instruments that I'm talking about here is that, trigger warning if anybody feels triggered, I really wanted to get tested for ADHD. And when I was talking to her about it, she let me know that she does not have the instruments for it. It's not her fault.
Yeah.
SEC should be providing it, right?
Of course.
And if there's one thing that I know, multiple people would want to get tested for ADHD.
I feel like you'd be like, who wants to volunteer? And then
Please listen to this podcast. I'll be your test subject.
So it's stuff of that sort. You don't really have to go out all the way. Small things like getting your tests in order would really help.
Yes.
just having a little bit of support, because just like a little bit of something would help us go a very long way.
Yeah, and it would make sense because the purpose of ESSEC, as with any university, any business school, is to give the tools to the student to succeed in life, in whether it's monetary success, professional success, happiness. And when you go when you are in an interview, you have to sell yourself. You have to pretend, yes, I'm the best. So if you don't believe that you're the best and you feel like crap, you're not gonna get the job. And then,
Yeah, because it kind of leaks out as well. What you think of yourself is what's being reflected.
yes.
And yeah, as you said, like, it's great they're teaching us all these hard skills, how to ace your interviews, how to do case cracking and all that. But then what if you're not mentally or emotionally prepared for it? Like, you have all the skills, then you show up at the interview and be like,
Thank you for listening.
And even, basic skills would be just stress management, because most of us, we want to go into fields that are highly competitive, where the interview process is so long. And so stress management is so important. And yes, you can have the best resume and the best hard skills, but it all boils down to the relation you have with the interviewer, and how do they perceive you. And if they perceive you as somebody that is, not fully comfortable, then it's over.
So self-esteem.
Yes, self-esteem is important.
Yeah, but as the conversation went along, I was thinking, did you guys notice any kind of difference in your mental health, or did you feel any different after coming to Singapore at ESSEC? Like, was there a before and after, or the experience in general?
Would you want to go first?
it's kind of weird for me because, like, before coming to ESSEC, I was moving around a lot. Like, during the pandemic years, I was, because my parents live in 2 different countries, so I was, like, traveling back and forth. So in a way, like, moving here is like, oh, okay, something new. Like, I already live in so much uncertainty. I'm used to it. So coming here was new. I guess I've already kind of developed some ways in order to how to deal with it. So for me, it's not really that hard, except it did get a bit hard when I only had 2 weeks to go back home for Christmas, and then I saw my family, and then after New Year, basically, I'm flying back to Singapore, and the next day after my flight, I already have classes. So it was sad, but I got through it. How about you guys?
For me, at the beginning when I arrived, it was more homesickness for me, because it was my first time in Asia. It's very different. The climate is different. Finding an accommodation, register to class, and then having to go on visit accommodation, opening a bank account. I feel like everything was a little bit complicated. Even getting the visa, you have to wait so long in the ICA. And so I feel like it was a hurdle one after another. And so, but when you finally get your visa, you have a stable place to stay. You know how to use the MRT. You know more or less how to.
You know the Can Lah.
You know the Can Lah.
You know how to order your coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After 1 month, I feel like you are comfortable. But then the classes have already been started, and you have 1 month to catch up. But hey,
Definitely.
Oh, what about you?
For me, I think it has been a fluctuation, definitely. I think the first 3 months in Singapore, my mental health did so much better than India. I can assure you.
Maybe it's the air quality.
Yeah, maybe it's the air quality. Yeah. But anyways, so I think I really did. For Singapore, to me, was a sign of independence, was a sign of freedom. When I tell you, I felt a weight being lifted off my shoulder once I moved away from everything I had. So good. It felt so nice. And then shit hit the ceiling. So January has been quite intense. It hasn't been the most ideal month, I would say, but still better than back home.
Oh.
So I would say, pretty decent. It's not as bad as it has been.
So I think that for me, I'm also used to an Asian country, but I'm not used to the bugs. Like
Flying cockroaches.
the cockroach.
the humidity. I mean, every time I go back home and I lay in my bed and I see bugs everywhere. I'm thinking for myself, why am I paying this much for a room
To live in the jungle.
when I had back in home such a nice place to stay with my parents, with me, taking care of me, but here I am being an independent woman. But I
With
feel
all
like
the
that's with all the bugs. Like that's the part that's triggering me the most.
Bugs.
It's just like the inability, like feeling so helpless when dealing with bugs.
Is it worse than the fear of unemployment?
It's worse than the fear of unemployment.
No, I would say that
Yeah.
it's a pretty
That's
even match.
No,
question.
but it's for her. Let's validate her
Okay.
experience.
Yes.
Okay, I feel helpless regarding my AC condition, and I feel like it's the same for you, bugs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid of bugs, which is like good, but it's just feeling like, why are you everywhere?
Like, why do you live in the room if you don't pay rent?
Yeah,
But
should
why do you live in the
contribute.
jungle?
You should contribute.
it's just that part that triggers me the most because I feel constantly stressed by, okay, where are the bugs now? Who should I kill?
Who should I kill?
Kill?
Which
Which
should
one
I-
of them?
Which one of them? Sorry,
Oops.
that's leaked. But yeah, I mean, that's the part that triggers me the most. Not anything about unemployment. Well, unemployment.
Yes.
The hair loss part is also. This is going to be a therapy session right now, but yeah, those are the things that it's more like right in my face because I feel so unease.
Yeah.
At an unease when I think about this thing. So I don't know. It's just the trying to find an equilibrium between what I left in the past. Back in Spain and what I'm facing right now in Singapore. So is it really worth it? Is it really what I want to have right now? Yeah, so that's sorry for dropping everything.
It's okay.
It's alright.
Validate
It's
your
alright.
experience.
I shall gift you cockroach repellents tomorrow
Oh
morning.
my God.
Yes, I cannot gift you therapy because that's expensive. Cockroach repellents are $5
But they only work so much though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you like use so much on one cockroach that you end up like just suffocating yourself.
That is true. That is
It's
true.
like now I can't stay in my room because it smells like cockroach.
Yeah, and they have a disclaimer like, I'm gonna get lung cancer because I've been spraying that but you know.
That's what you get for living the fancy bougie life in
Yeah,
Singapore.
that's what you get for being the crazy rich Asian.
Yeah. But you know, one takeaway that I can have from this conversation is that the reason why mental health is a comparatively open topic for us to talk about is because we joke about it so much.
Oh, that's true. We make it a joke, actually.
Exactly. We started with a trigger warning and now we've made it a whole comedy episode.
No, but that's our
Laughing
coping
at ourselves.
mechanism.
It is a coping mechanism, the laughter.
So maybe we should all sign up for a one person show.
One man show. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
one-man
Dude,
show.
we had the talent show last semester, and yeah, we were approached to have a comedian, one woman show, but no, we specialize only in clownery, the circus art.
Maybe that should be a new master's course, you know.
Clownery.
Add-
MSc clownery.
Yeah, add the skills to your LinkedIn.
But yeah, that's true. I mean, for our generation, I feel like we tend to joke a lot about mental health. Everything that we see, we just go, and oops, it's fine. Oops, unemployment, it's fine.
Fine.
Anxiety, I
Inflation.
love with it.
Yeah. I fought with you. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to talk about my therapist. I'll talk about you to my therapist.
Yeah, that's true. My therapist knows your name.
My therapist will hear about this.
Even the Caesar's Kill Bill. I'm so mature that was it Kill Bill? I don't know. There was a song that its lyrics went I need my therapist to tell me that there's other men.
Oh.
But yeah, I think that it's just so out there
Mhm.
that we can talk about it, and even within our communities, we know that if we talk about it, we're going to get support.
Yes, and maybe this is why the fact that ESSEC doesn't have more initiative or more support on this topic is so jarring to us, because we are used to it. We are used to it being an open topic. But then maybe there's also a cultural barrier. Maybe it's more taboo in Singapore, which is possible.
Very possible. I did hear from multiple Singaporeans that mental health is not a topic that has been spoken about as much in Singapore, because Singapore is such a
Fast.
get up, walk. We can see it in the MRT stations. It's such a
Get up and do the what? Seat lane Sherry or
the
Sally.
shuffle Sally.
back down Benny.
The moving Martin. This is because in the Singapore, in the subway, they have this new, like, this little tiny character that looked like the M&Ms, like a wish version of the
They call them
M&Ms.
the influencers.
Influencers. And it's to teach you the polite rules on how to behave in the MRT. You need to give your seat to older people and not block the entrance. So it's the moving Martin, move out of the way like Martin, or the shuffle Sally, just shuffle a bit.
But then I guess at the end of the day, even though, we joke about it and all, it's one way a coping mechanism, but at the same time, that doesn't really give us the excuse to treat it as a joke as well.
Yes.
So,
Definitely.
so even for us, we should, yes, it's fine to, maybe for your own self, sometimes it's a coping mechanism, but then we should also not make fun of others.
No.
Yeah. 100%.
Definitely no.
So, yeah, that's just a reminder.
To be kind, to be a light, because you don't know what other people are
To be open-minded.
are dealing with, and it sounds so cringy, but it's it's the truth at the end of the day.
Just not assume anything. You don't know
Yes.
anyone. You don't know what they're
You don't
going
even know
through.
yourself.
I mean, you have to know yourself for the cover letters and for the
Cover letters? When was the
So
last time
tell
you
us
wrote a
about
cover
yourself.
Do the MBTI test.
To their horoscope. I'm an Aquarius.
In the interview, tell us about yourself.
I'm an ENTP. They'll be like,
Okay,
Oh, I can see it.
that's actually our IT guy, Calvin.
Uh-huh.
The first time, 1 week after we met, he was like, "You're an ENTP," and I know it.
And was he right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, can you guess mine too?
After you can
Maybe the next time.
after. Yeah.
During our coffee break. But yeah, I think that it is good that you mentioned the fact that we have to respect others and the boundaries and not assume anything. So that's
That's the final
moral of the
message.
story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just be kind, be a light, as you said. And
Open-minded.
Yes, give people a hug when you can.
Definitely.
If they
Preferably when you're not
consent.
sick. If they consent, yes, please.
Sexual harassment.
Yeah. Let me report to you real quick.
But yes, happy
Yeah.
mental
Check
health
in with
day.
your friends, check in with everyone. If you ever need help, just know that you always would have someone around you. Know that
And you are not a burden for wanting help, for wanting support, for needing help at a specific period of your life, or even if it's a long period, if it's to deal with a specific event, or if it's for the rest of your life. It's never a burden for other people, and you are loved. And we wish you all the best, and we send you all of our positive vibes. And we will end with that, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye,
Bye.
guys.
oh, don't forget to write to the therapist if you ever need help.
Definitely.
we will put their information in the description.
Yeah.
All right.
Check it out.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.